Hello and welcome. This is my roll out roll call haul video. So let's just get started. Yes, yesterday, which was Sunday the 12th of October, I went down to roll out roll call. And I bought a few things. Obviously it's the first time I've been to Rollout Roll Call, and to be honest, I didn't really, well, I don't know what I was expecting, but when I got there it was smaller than I had been expecting. I mean, obviously it's not going to be on the same scale as Auto Assembly, but it really was quite a compact convention. It was like you had the reception when you come out of the lifts, and then you had a corridor, a short corridor with rooms coming off the sides, and then there was a larger room at the end. The side rooms, of which there was about, well, there's a map on the back here. You can see that's where you come out the lifts, and then this is the corridor, and here are the rooms, and you had the big room on the end. In the side rooms you had the traders selling toys, not just Transformers, obviously, because it was a combined event with Transformers, G.I. Joe and Masters of the Universe. They were selling a selection of toys for those lines, plus a few other things. And the rooms weren't particularly large. I just wandered through to see what I was doing, and I took a few video clips to begin with before I started buying stuff, which I will show you now.
You're wearing a shirt as well. That's a big deal. I do have a Star Wars bag.
We're in.
Well, the other one, God, they really will be in trouble. I lost everything.
Is everyone cool if we go?
I still need to speak to you, so...
Yeah, oh yeah, no, I just want to check everybody's ready if we let them in.
He's not leaving. Yeah.
He is. Is that all good?
I'm good.
Rod, Jim?
Yeah.
Rob, yeah.
Ready! Woo!
Jim,
Bring it!
bring it to me.
I kept waking up thinking, I remember about tomorrow, what is it? And then I'd fall asleep again, and I wake up and go, something, I can't remember. And then back to bed again. Terrible. That is from a Japanese route machine. Yeah. Picked up by a buddy on the way. And he gave it to me, and I was like, that's pretty cool. He went, believe what it cost me. And I was like, don't tell me. But apparently it cost him like...
Here we go. Take those. Come on. Yes.
No, I haven't seen the Rhinox.
They basically said, you can work on the She-Ra channel. And then they said, but we're not going to pay you any extra on that. So basically my attitude was, well, I'll incorporate the She-Ra videos into that. I'm basically challenging the company's She-Ra channel. It's like, bring it up.
And all the artwork is by a variety of people. He does all the colours.
Anyway, after I'd wandered around a bit and got the lay of the land, I started looking for stuff that I wanted. And there was a couple of people selling Generation stuff, so I thought that's where I'd start, seeing as I had a list of Generations toys I wanted to buy. And but I didn't actually start with Transformer toys as such. I actually started with bits and pieces. There was one store had a box full of parts, and I had a rummage through, and I managed to find a couple of bits for my G1 Skywarp, including a missile launcher and the nose landing wheel. So that was great, and there was only £1 for those, so I broke my duck with a couple of bits, £1 for some spare parts. Then I went to one of the rooms where a trader called In Demand Toys was set up, and he had along one wall he had a huge rack full of Generations figures, so I thought, right, let's get started. So I bought this thing, Generations Roadbuster. Obviously I got him out and had a little play with him last night. I haven't put stickers on him yet, but so far he's a good figure. Glad I bought him. Then I picked up this figure, Generations Rhinox. Now, I'm really liking this figure. It's obviously in Rhino mode, there's not a lot going on, but his robot mode is sort of bang on for the show. Absolutely amazing. Loving this figure. Brilliant. Fantastic. Then I picked up this guy. Since I got a thing for Beast Wars, I got Rhinox, I had to pick up old Rattrap. Again, great toy. Not much to do in the rat mode, but it's quite being a shell form. It's quite tricky to get him compacted into this. But the robot mode, again, very good looking robot mode. Again, good purchase. And then the 4th generation figure I picked up from In Demand Toys was this one. Skids. Quite liking this figure. It's certainly got lots of weapons. Car mode's a bit, could probably do with a few more paint apps, I think. But yeah, great figure, loving it. Now, In Demand Toys, as with auto assembly, there was one trader I kept going back to and buying from over and over and over again. And at this event, In Demand Toys, I would go back to him multiple times, and I bought, I would say, a good 70% of everything I bought from this one trader. So, anyway, moving on. Then I went into one of the other rooms, having a rummage round, and found one of my, you could say it's a holy grail, but it's one of my old gang members. Super Robo machine, the Porsche 928. Now, the transformation on this is quite simple. This is a very old toy. It's very worn, all the chrome's falling off it. Got quite a lot of metal on it though. And there we go. Now this character was, when it became a GoBot, they gave it a name and they called it Hair Fiend and they painted him black. But this is the pre-GoBot one. This is the Robo Machines version. And I had one of these when I was a kid. And when I saw this, I thought, yes, I've got one of the old gang members. And even though, as then as in now, I'm not really taken with this particular robot, mainly because of the old, you know, car cockpit becoming the head thing and these stupid spindly arms. But I'm glad I've got him. That's another member of the old gang ticked off the list. All I've got to do is get the Diaclones now, which is going to cost me a small fortune. But there we go. Happy with that. And it was only £5 as well, which was good. Yeah, prices I've been paying for the others. I've been keeping a list. £28 for Roadbuster, £25 for Rhinox, £15 for Rattrap, £20 for Skids. Then went back to in-demand toys. Another bot I got from in-demand toys in the morning. Dirtboss. Yep. Hasn't got his Cyber Planet key, unfortunately, but I'm sure I'll be able to pick one up. Great little figure. Good character in the Cybertron show. And yeah, that's the reason why I've got him. He was £10. Can't complain with that. Rummaging around in his box full of bits, and I found this. The top half of a Cyberverse Optimus. Now I thought, I'm sure I've got the bottom half to go with him. So I bought it, and just clip this back into place. Oh, I've done that wrong. There we go. And there we go, I've now got a completed Cyberverse figure. Well, actually I've got two of them. Yeah, I got this one, bought this one, and then this one came as some parts I picked up at a car boot sale. But now he's complete, so I've got two of them. And that was only 50p, so brilliant. Again from In-Demand Toys. Then I went into one of the other rooms. And at this event, I was kind of hoping to see some other, you know, Transformers YouTube community members. And I didn't really see any. Ben from Ben's Collectibles had a stand, and he was selling a few things. And I recognised him and had a little chat to him, mostly about that huge box of Chinese toys that he bought recently. And yeah, I had a nice little natter with him, and I got my phone out, went onto my YouTube channel and subscribed to his channel right in front of his face, which was quite amusing. So yeah, I saw him, but I'd most been looking forward to seeing Smizno, Mr. Dave Mentz, but I mean it was getting on for midday and I hadn't seen him at all. But there was this rumour going around between the traders that some of the people who were attending the convention that had stayed on overnight went out on the lash the night before and was out till quite late, and were a little worse for wear in the morning and a bit slow to rise from their pit. And I assumed that Mr. Mentz had been out on the beer and socialising, and that was the reason why he wasn't about. Also, the people who had stayed in the hotel had to check out of their rooms at 12 o'clock. So it was about 10 to 12, and I was in one of the other rooms looking at a few things, and I heard this voice behind me, and I turned around and there's Dave Mentz. And I said, he caught me totally off guard, because I turned round and I said, oh, hello Paul, or something, not Dave. Anyway, I called him something other than Dave, because my brain was totally concentrating on toy buying, and he caught me totally off guard. And it was a case of, you know, as of auto assembly, it's like ships passing in the night, because my interactions, I only saw Dave for a very short time. Okay, I had more of a chat with him this time than I did at auto assembly. He basically come over and I showed him what I had bought up to now, and I was looking at buying my next figure, which turns out was quite a special one, for a reason which I will go into later. Anyway, he had his holdalls, all his bags full of his clothes and stuff that he you know, from the hotel room, and I think he was just cleared his room out and was about to check out. And he said he was going to go back to the car and maybe come back and see me later. I think he was having a quick scan around the rooms before he left, but I never saw him again after that. Which was kind of unfortunate, because towards the end of the afternoon, I had a bit of a quandary in what to spend my last 15 quid on, and there was like 4 bots I was looking to buy, and I kind of wanted Dave Mentz to make my choice for me, but as it happens, he wasn't about, so I assume he'd had enough by that time and gone home. So, c'est la vie. Anyway, on to the next bot. Well, now, I'm not sure whether I'd already bought this guy when Dave Mentz appeared, or it was just before that. But the next bot I bought was this one. Terrordive. Now, it turns out this bot is a bit special, because I've been keeping a tally of every bot I've bought, a running total of every bot I've bought, on what date, and they're all numbered. And this, my friends, is bot number 100. This is my centenary bot. Since I became a Transformers collector, this is my 100th bot. So, ta-da! Here he is. I didn't realise at the time that this was bot 100, but I do now. I've worked it out. He's bot 100, and yeah, I like him. I like his looks, both in plane and bot mode. He's got a very, very odd sort of transformation, especially with the nose cone bit. I couldn't figure out how to flip the nose cone round, but you have to pull it out first and then fold it in half, and it becomes his chest. It's quite interesting. Yeah, very nice figure. Loving him. And this was the one that got repainted into depth charge colours for the convention exclusive, which they were selling off for 25 quid at the end of the event, which I kind of thought, well, if I'd have hung on, I could have got that one, but I'm happy with this one. And as I said, he's bot number 100, so he's special. So at that point, I decided to take, because I had 2 bags full of stuff, so I decided to go back to the car, unload, and then come back in for the last couple of hours. And I didn't have much money left. I'd spent over half my money. I actually had bought 200 quid to spend at this event. I originally intended to bring 150, but I managed to scrimp and save about another 50 quid over the last 2 weeks. So I had 200 quid. Anyway, back to in-demand toys again. And I'd seen this bot on the shelf, and turns out it was the most expensive purchase of the day. G1 Sureshot. Now there is a reason, a very specific reason why I bought this guy, and I will show you now. Yes, the reason I bought this is because of this. this is my Aristocraft high-tech kangaroo. And I think it looks somewhat similar. Let's just take Spoilsport off, because he really is spoiling the... Because I think they look very, very similar. So if I bring it forwards a bit, get the scale. So yeah, it's one of those Transformer buggies that looks like a car from my RC collection. And that's the reason why I bought him. I mean, he's a G1 figure. There's not much to him. He's a plastic brick. You fold it out, it becomes a robot. It was 35 quid, my most expensive purchase of the day, but as you can see, there's a very specific reason why I bought this guy. So that's 2 buggy bots I've got now that look like cars in my RC collection. Yes, so that's that. So at this point, I took stock of the situation. I had 48 quid left, and I thought, well, okay, what can I spend it on? I was getting to the point where I'd be moving on to plan B, which is, buy Decepticons. But there was still one more generation figure that I hadn't picked up that I could buy, that I was after. And that's this one. Waspinator. Having a play with this last night. Obviously it comes in robot mode and trying to transform it back to bug mode. Now, me personally, I see Transformers as a puzzle. To me they're a puzzle. And when I get a new Transformer, especially if it's a mould I'm unfamiliar with, I try to transform it myself without cheating, without using instructions or looking at somebody transforming it on YouTube. I try to do it myself. I try to figure it out for myself. And I had a bit of trouble with this one. It was mainly to do with the legs and the arms, how they clip together in bug mode. So after a bit I sort of gave up, and then I went to look at the instructions. And the instructions, I think it's, what is it, panel 7 to 14? They are completely useless. They just show you a side profile of the thing, and it's just like move the legs backwards and forwards multiple times. It's not very clear what you're supposed to be doing. So in the end, I mean, at one point I thought the arms had been put on back to front, so I swapped them round to see if they'd fit any better, and they didn't, so I had to swap them back again. But eventually I sort of thought, oh, hang on, that clips into there, and then you clip that into that. And it's like, oh, right, that's how it works. And then it all fell into place and managed to get him back into his bug mode. The aesthetic on this, especially the robot mode, is damn near perfect. It's so show accurate, it's unbelievable. And I thought I had to get him since I'd got the other 2 generations, Beast Wars figures. So yeah, very happy with him. And then I was on to the last couple of quid, and it was a case of buy Decepticons. Now, this next figure, it was a case of I saw somebody review it, but at this moment I can't remember who it was. I thought it was Predator 79, but I've got it wrong. It might have been Ghost of Starscream. I did someone review this video, and I saw it loose, and I thought, well, complete with missiles, has to be said. And I thought, yeah, why not? It's a Decepticon, and I can go with it. Energon Demolishor. It's a big green dump truck. Yeah, I can't think who it was who reviewed this, and I watched their review on it, and they were saying, oh, it's a brilliant dump truck and there's not enough dump truck Transformers about. But anyway, great little figure. I'm not really one for the Energon line, but this is great. I'm liking this. I mean, obviously I haven't got the missiles in. I have got the missiles for it, and it's like a dump truck that converts into a MLRS launcher. Lovely. So yeah, picked him up for 10 quid loose. And in the same basket, I got Prime Rumble as well. And please note, everybody, he is blue. And if you take the word Rumble, you can spell the word blue out of his letters. He's not red, he's blue. Anyway, good little bot. The car mode seriously could do with some paint apps. I think I might get the brush out, paint the wheels silver, put some tail lights on it and paint the bumpers, maybe paint the grille silver. Seriously needs some paint apps on his car mode, but great little bot. Only a £5. There was other people selling this figure loose for like 6-7 quid without his weapons, and yet this guy had his weapons, only a £5. Can't complain at that. And it's another Decepticon in the bag, because plan B was buy as many Decepticons as possible for as little money as possible, and he definitely qualifies. So then we get to the crux of the event. I was down to my last 15 quid, and there was a couple of things I was looking at, and I couldn't make my mind what to buy. So I wrote them down. It was the bots that I was thinking about buying for 15 quid. Age of Extinction Drift, Generations G-Axis, was it Hunt for the Decepticons Landmine, the little, that's like the military buggy thing, and Hunt for the Decepticons Hailstorm. So I was umming and ahhing which bot to get, and I really could have done with Mr. Mentz around to guide me on this one. I was kind of hoping he would reappear and then I could ask him, says, what shall I buy, what shall I buy? But no, sadly he didn't. So eventually I plumped for this one. Hunt for the Decepticons Hailstorm. I remember the review that Few did of this a while back, so I decided to get him. He's alright. Very short for a deluxe. He's very short and stumpy. And when you try and transform him back into his MLRS launcher mode, these are his feet here. They don't really clip together that well, and it's difficult to get everything lined up properly. But he's alright. I've cut the anti-choke missiles down so that they fit into his rocket pods properly without protruding too much. But yeah, a Decepticon, and he was 15 quid. So reasonably happy with him. So that was my my haul. On the whole, the event wasn't as big as I was expecting it to be. There was hardly any notable YouTubers around to talk to, but I did pick up a few bots. It was an interesting experience on the whole, and really this is going to be the last opportunity I've got this year to buy bots in any great value or quantity, because over the last couple of months I've been kicking the arse out of this thing, been whatever opportunity I can get to buy bots, and I've been just spending my money like mad, and there's been other things come along that have drained my resources, and my finances have taken an absolute kicking over the last couple of months, and I'm really short. You know, my cash reserves are low now, and I need to stop buying bots, especially with the run up to Christmas. I need to just settle down, save some money, and then start again bot buying in the new year. I might be going to a few car boot sales in the meantime, and there is a toy I've pre-ordered from Kapow which I've paid for, prepaid, that should be arriving in the next couple of months. And then there's that little that chap in Coventry who says he's got this big list of Transformers he wants to sell to me, and when he finally gets around to sending me the list, I might buy the odd bot off the list. But for now, I think I'm good. I'm good. So I'm going to ease up on the bot buying for the rest of the year. And that there is my haul from Rollout Roll Call. Other things going on, I have had another subscriber, so another subscriber shout out to BB Soundwave. I'm making progress on my Video Week videos. I've done 4. I've got another 3 to go. I know exactly what figures I'm going to be doing. It's just a case of me getting motivated and doing them, and then once they're all done, once they're all in the can, I will then set up a week and they'll go out. Got a few more things here to play with, which is good. I'm going to do some rearranging on my shelves, I think, to account for my new plastic, influx of new plastic. And one final bit of word for a certain Mr. Dave Shotton from Dave's Transformers Junkeep. What have you done, Dave? Not you as well. I mean, first we had Phil Rattrap 25 do it, and now you've done it as well. Did you do it on purpose? Did you figure it out, or was it purely coincidental? I don't get it. What's going on, man?